Joni Mitchell, the relationship goddess. Okay? Here is an example of a healthy first stage relationship.
And me, the chair.
She had a vacation romance with Carrie. They're both in it for themselves, right? We're on vacation. This is my favorite part. First, happy, healthy first stage relationship. They're in it for themselves, having a good time, great polarity. Carrie's got these qualities. She has these qualities. But then, here, yeah, I know. So here is a pathological second stage relationship. There is a guy who has become cynical. Last time I saw Richard was in Detroit, and he's told me, all romantic fools make the same mistakes. Cynical and drunk, boring someone in some dark cafe. So this Richard, he is pathological second stage. He's given up on love. He doesn't believe in it. And now, the beauty of this particular song is she's seeing him, she's meeting him, and she tries to inspire him with feminine radiance. She becomes a channel for love so sweet. And you can hear it in her, Joni Mitchell. She's, who's speaking through Joni Mitchell when she sings? We all know. Okay? And so she tries to inspire him. She says, you can get through this cynicism to love. And cynicism is dangerous. When they did a factor analysis on the type A characteristics for heart disease, everybody familiar with type A? They found there was one characteristic that predicted illness more than any others. And it wasn't being angry, it wasn't hard driving, it wasn't staccato speech, it was cynicism. That cynicism made people sick. And this is poor old Richard. And Joni Mitchell's trying to inspire him. Here we go.
Last time I saw Richard was Detroit in '68, and he told me how romantics meet the same fate someday. Cynical and drunk and boring someone in some dark cafe. You laugh, he says to me, you think you're immune. Go look at your eyes, they're full of moon. You're like roses and kisses and pretty men that tell you all those pretty lies. Pretty lies. When you gonna realize they're only pretty lies? Just pretty lies. They're just pretty lies. He put a quarter in the Wurlitzer, and he pushed 3 buttons and the thing began to whir. And a barmaid came by in fishnet stockings and a bow tie, and she said, "Drink up now, skin on mine as well."
She cracks herself up here. She has to catch it here.
Richard, I said, really haven't changed.
And here it comes.
Tunes in your eyes with the songs you punched a dream.
Listen.
You talk a love so sweet, love so sweet. When you gonna get yourself back on your feet? Oh, love can be so sweet. Don't you know that love can be so sweet?
Now that's really an enlightened message. What guides us to the third stage is opening to deeper and deeper love. And part of that is acceptance. Remember, feel, accept, act on, and let go. And part of that, if you're a more masculine person, is accepting your masculine core and being true to it. And so almost every guy I work with has to have some relationship with his warrior. And a guy coming into his 50s and 60s has to have a relationship with the man of wisdom. And every woman that I work with has to have a relationship with the goddess in her, with the wisdom goddess, and with the sex goddess, and with the love goddess, with love through the body. And when she feels like she's an open channel of emotion and feels that love through her body, there's a certain kind of happiness and peace that's there that isn't there if she doesn't have it. Now, a first stage person uses these forces to get what they want. Like Alex in Ethan's class. Yeah, I'll go to the bars and, and I'll go home and I'll have sex and, oh boy, that's what I want to do. Or a first stage woman will use her eroticism. I was walking to Henry's the other day with Becky. We were walking down a little trail, and here were 4 young women walking through the parking lot to their car. 3 of them had clothes on. One of them just had left her bikini on and was walking, and she had a perfect, 18-year-old body. She was just walking with her 3 friends. And, every male eye for, 300 or 400 yards, I guess, were just magnetizing that. And she was enjoying it. This was her narcissistic supply, and she was at the stage of her life. And it was an innocent kind of enjoyment. It was kind of difficult, irritating, really. It's almost like come on, I'm taking a walk with my wife, and a naked young woman walks by. Okay. But that was first stage eroticism. Second stage eroticism, and second stage connection, we all need. We all need those moments where we discuss things and we're completely equal with each other. And sophisticated relationships absolutely have to have those times. We got to decide what to do. We got to deal with this. We got to deal with that, and so on. Yes, we have to have that capacity. There's not much eroticism there, but there's intimacy. It's the intimacy of trust, shared connection, and so on. But if we want eroticism, we need to push further into the other side. And we need to do, okay, what serves love? Part of what serves love in a relationship is that there are all kinds of voices that need to be answered in a relationship. And if they're not, we suffer. And if we suffer long enough, we start going into defensive states and structures. And those defensive states separate us. Now here's, Joni, the last song I'm going to do is a song about third stage consciousness. And the reason why it's so fascinating is she wrote this when she was a young woman. And basically she was writing it in terms of just not really understanding the world. She sings this as a mature woman, as a woman of wisdom. It's the same words. It's fascinating to me. And yet the interpretation is completely different. It is shift over into wisdom. She understands that there is a cloud of unknowing that exists and that we surrender to that. And that if we surrender to that through love, not knowing what love is, that takes us to another level. That takes us to the third stage. And if we have a partner, we need to have a partner who's going to help us do that. And that means there's particular moments, particularly the erotic moments, where you really want to go to those sides. And 2 people making love can switch positions in this instantaneously. But who decides who's the leader and who's the follower when they switch? If the guy is leading and the woman becomes, either he wants or she wants to become more the person who's penetrating, who's in charge, who's running, and so on, he shifts over. There is an understanding of working the polarities with each other, going back and forth. There's leading and following that goes on. In the third stage, you use that to build eroticism, to build intensity, to build love, and so on. Why? Because we want to love in concentric circles. We want to get better able to love throughout our lives.